On the Rod Laver court is the match that certainly this afternoon Australia's got itself in quite a tiz about, because there's something very exciting about the sight of Leighton Hewitt blazing away. Hasn't been beaten. Here he is, hasn't been beaten this year, and his potential is very considerable. But if I may say, as a European, they mustn't count too many chickens too soon, because Alex Corretja, though he hasn't really been quite the competitor he was after his storming finish to the year before last, when he played quite amazingly well, he is a very good player on courts where he thinks he can do something. Does he think he can do something on fast courts like these? Well, we're about to find out. So we'll go down to our overworked man down there, Mark Durand. Well done.
Thanks, Jerry. Been enjoying every minute of it, and I will not be ashamed to say, as a homegrown Melburnian, I'm looking forward to this one, seeing Leighton Hewitt play. I'll tell you one thing for sure, I don't know what Alex Corretja thinks, but Leighton Hewitt will think he's going to win this and win this well. He is not short of confidence. Some people don't like that, some people do. Most of the people in this stadium today will enjoy it, but whatever it is, it's what brings out the best in his play. He's a very exciting 18-year-old, part of the young guns of tennis. We saw one of them earlier on this court, Tommy Haas. In fact, he heads the Young Gun Club, but he won't be shooting anything else at the Australian Open this year. He's gone. But Leighton Hewitt's still here. 8 players under the age of 21 or 21 and under finished in the top 50 last year. Tommy Haas was the first of those at 11. Leighton Hewitt at 22, finished the year ranked 22. Got as low down as 15 in November. And if they still had the ranking system, it's been replaced by the new ATP Championship race, which I'll explain at some stage during the match. It means that Leighton Hewitt leads that at the moment. If they still had the ranking system, Leighton may well be just ahead of that career best of 15. That's the sort of form he's in. There he is again, as Jerry mentioned, unbeaten this year. Won in his hometown of Adelaide, the AAPT Championships, and then again in Sydney, the Adidas International, where he beat Corretja along the way to the final. In straight sets, I think that was. So he's got some form on the board already, Leighton Hewitt, against his opponent this year. Whether that counts for much remains to be seen. Yes, straight set 6-4, 6-4. Hewitt beat Alex Corretja in Sydney. Rebound ace, the new Olympic Stadium it was on there. So Corretja was, amazingly enough, if you think back, the top seed in this tournament last year. He finished the year, finished 1998, ranked 3rd in the world. That made him the number 3 seed at the Australian Open last year, but of course Pete Sampras didn't come at all, so he was the number 2 seed, and Marcelo Rios withdrew before we began. So he was the top seed in the Open last year, beaten in the 2nd round.
Love 15.
And that's not the start you'd expect from a player of his calibre. A double fault. It's a big game for both players, but a very big game for Leighton Hewitt. And aggressive from the start. And he has 3 break points in the opening match, the opening game. He's made that. The jumping lob. He's introduced a new stroke. It's one of his favourite shots. For someone so young, he plays the lob very well, but that, something different again. Perfect start for the young Aussie. It sometimes amazes me how slow the Australian crowds take, or how slow they are to get behind one of their countrymen. They don't seem to get too fired up until he's in danger of defeat. Then they get excited. This bloke, on the other hand, again, obviously amazed at that, decided at an early age he'd generate his own excitement, and we're sure to see some of that soon. Comes up with the ace. Look at the serve there. It's the one thing he has never had, is a big serve. He's only 18 and is building on it as his body grows. At the back of the court, tried to work his way in on the forehand. Couldn't do it. So much on one of those balls, it sounded like he broke a string. Now has the chance to consolidate the break. Straight away. Corretja. Feeling the heat. On the other end of the court. Late call, Leighton looked, and the linesperson perhaps caved in. Just missing that one. Love 30 again on trouble. In serve, on serve, the 25-year-old Spaniard. It's a high ball. The ball boy, oh, you couldn't see. Got under it, but let it bounce. Hewitt once again. 3 break points. A 3-love lead. Incredible start. Struck one long. Specially designed Nike cap, the logo at the back. Two of the breakpoint opportunities go by. This is coach Darren Cale. Yes. That is well played. As they sit down for the first time, Hewitt in total control. 3-love with a double break. Well now, Alex says it would be near capacity to watch one of the golden boys of Australian tennis with Pat Rafter out, injured, not playing singles, not playing doubles. Corretja 6 errors without a winner yet. Mark Philippoussis playing tonight, and they love this boy, Leighton Hewitt. Part of Australia's victorious Davis Cup team, defeating France in Nice in December. Into that, he's running Corretja around the court like a veteran. Very solid from the back. And up and over she goes. 15-love. Corretja just looking for a way to get into this match at this stage. His weight was there on the right side, so he sat over the ball, put everything into it. As the gap widened, as Corretja moved back to the centre of the court. Smart play.
Left versus.
Counting. Despite finishing out of the top 20 for the first time in 3 years, the Spaniard reached 3 ATP Tour finals, surpassed $1 million in prize money for the second year straight.
Left versus.
Like that. Mike's coming to the net. Has done so without making a mistake at this stage. That one goes long and Hewitt holds.
Hewitt takes 4 games to love.
Leighton waits as Alex changes his racket, toweling off. It'll be humid out there. Still without a winner, Corretja. No, what's going on here? Corretja's gone to his trainer, who's had some rackets restrung from the break. Different tension. And he takes one of those. You'd think he would have had that worked out by now, but quite a delay. Maybe it was the conditions outside. Thought the ball would do something different. Who knows? What I do know is it's not a bad idea to do anything to change your game when you're trailing love 4 in the first set. If he thinks the new racket will work better, the difference in tension, fair enough. Might have actually made a signal to his trainer early on in the first game or two that get a couple done differently for me. See how he goes with them now. Got to get the first serve in, or a serve in, before we can tell. Started this match with a double fault.
Love 15.
See that one? It's too much loop. Crowd perhaps a bit stunned. Hewitt hasn't had to get excited and get pumped up yet. It's all just come relatively easy for him.
15.
Certainly will change, that's for sure. Well, 2 more break points for 5 love for Hewitt. Not on that one.
30-40.
One break point left. And gives Hewitt the break. He gets a little bit excited. Sure, he's just struggling to understand himself how he's managed to do it. He's out to a 5 love lead in the first. He hasn't had to play blistering tennis. His opponent made a couple of costly mistakes. Probably more to the point, hasn't produced any outright winners off his own racket. The serve, though, has been, well, his service games have been appalling. Won just 4 points of 16. Alex Corretja. So there it is, Rod Laver Arena at Melbourne Park, where all the big guns eventually find their way out to play. There's the sun shining on a section of the crowd. The rest are enjoying the shade. It's another warmish day in Melbourne. But Leighton Hewitt's on fire. At 5 love with 3 breaks in the opening set. Here he is to go for a clean sweep of the first. He chases most things down. He was just too far back. Corretja perhaps took this a little bit easy too. No, there's nothing wrong with that. And that was his first winner. Well, he really does. Leighton Hewitt. In peak fitness, he's only 18. There'll be no problems with having overtired himself to this stage of his career with the break over Christmas. Already won 2 tournaments here in Australia. Everything going his way. Good shot of the back of someone's head. There's his mother, Leighton's mother, Sherilyn, and father, Glenn. Okay, Leighton, just one more point. You've taken the first set 6-love. The top seed in last year's Australian Open. By way of default, but the top seed nonetheless, Alex Corretja. Looking at a love start to the second round match. You can see the baggy shirt. The shoulders of Leighton Hewitt are growing. As are the biceps, forearms. A lot of growing to do yet. As he develops a bigger serve, become a much tougher opponent. Not that there's anything wrong with him now, except that from the back of the court he can mix it with anyone. Double-handed backhand sets him up for so much in so many rallies. He shows there the serve is certainly not a pop gun. Yes, classy tennis. Wasn't bad, that. Look at it come down low and picking it up off the shoestrings. Beautifully, Corretja. Just can't get a game point. Hewitt again with the chance to go 6 love.
Left. First serve.
And he's done it. Corretja sends that one out. Leighton Hewitt will sit down, look up at the scoreboard, and see that he took the first, an amazing scoreline, 6 love.
Looks pretty good. What a putt!
Golf fans. On the Euro PGA Tour, it's the Heineken Classic from Australia, and day 1 tees off on the 27th of January.
Wow, what a golf shot.
The same week, the US PGA Tour hosts the Phoenix Open. Could it be another year of the Tiger?
What a birdie three.
This one is a must-see. The best action from all corners of the globe, only on Supersport. This golf is proudly sponsored by Telcom and Siemens. This weekend on Supersport.
The Aussie Open reaches the halfway stage. Ghana take on the Lions of Cameroon. Australia face Shire's Thunderbolts. Hunsey and the boys take on England.
A chance of run out there.
And the Bafana come up against Gabon.
This weekend exclusive to Supersport.
You could win a set 6 love. I suppose he did only have to serve 3 times with a first serve percentage of 36 from Hewitt. Not great. Certainly will need to be better. Corretja's sure to improve now that the first set's been and gone. The second serve, though, percentage of points won on second serve, 71. Now that is high. That is good. Just shows that he hasn't got a big booming serve. He's pretty solid. Leighton Hewitt averaging around 160 kilometres an hour on serve. As long as he gets it deep enough to allow himself to get into a bit of a rally or a slog from the back of the court, he's quite happy. He'll get that double-handed backhand going and settle in. So Corretja still not on the board in the second set.
Second serve. Love 15.
And, whoa, he goes. Just like the start of this match, opens with a double fault.
Love 30.
Corretja, coached by Javier Duar. We'll be wondering what's going on here. 2 more break points. They just continue to flow.
Second set.
In on the short ball and breaks again. The first set's gone. He's into the second with another break. His 4th consecutive break of serve. No chance. When he threw up that short ball, Corretja, Hewitt all over that. Now the Aussies start to make some noise. They might be thinking Leighton might not be out here too long. We better get into it. Start barracking for Corretja just to get a bit of a match here and keep him on court for a bit longer. Certainly no hotter man on the tour at the moment, with 11 straight wins in 2000 and 2 tournaments to show for it, and new balls to serve with. 1-love, second set. Now the new ratings system, I call it rankings, the new rating system that the ATP and the ITF have introduced this year in men's tennis, and we'll no longer have a ranking updated after every tournament. What we will have is a ranking announced at the end of the year only. So there'll be a end of year world number 1 only. That's better from Corretja. And during the year, we'll have updates on the race to be number 1, the ATP Champions Race. It's a bit like the yellow jacket of a cycling race, of the Tour de France, for example, where after every stage someone will be leading. Won't make them number 1, just make them the leader. At the end of it all, there'll be a winner. Hope that makes some sense. It's all designed to make it more understandable for the public. In the past, we've had occasions where players like Patrick Rafter last year became world number 1. Two weeks later, it was gone. In some instances, players become world number 1, don't play and lose it, or even worse, do play, make a semi-final, sometimes even a final, and still lose it. So it's a point system. And in the year 2000, Lleyton Hewitt is the leader of the race with 70 points, having won 2 tournaments. The points for each tournament go up and down on a cycle of importance, if you like. A Grand Slam, as Hewitt routinely holds with an ace. A Grand Slam, the Australian Open, is worth 200 points. Lleyton's won 2 tournaments that were worth 35 to the winner, so he's on 70. The winner of the Australian Open will be on 200 automatically. So you get the idea there, where it's trying to make the slams more important in terms of who finishes #1 at the end of the year. You don't have to defend your points at the start of the next year. Everybody starts on 0 again. Service profile, second serve, points 1. 1 of 13 equals 8%. 1 of 13, my goodness. Spaniards in the crowd, something to say. Don't think it was over complimentary. Apologise for not brushing up on my Spanish before I come in here today. It's out 15 all, and if I can just conclude my explanation of the ATP Champions race, every time I explain it I get more confused myself. But if Lleyton Hewitt makes the final of the Australian Open, he will remain. He doesn't have to win it, but he has to make it, and he will remain the race leader. Otherwise, if a Sampras, it doesn't matter actually who wins it, but if someone who hasn't played it all yet, they'll go straight to the top. Straight to the front. Not to the top, straight to the front of the race. Lleyton's in another race at the moment. It's a race to see if he can get to 18 games before Corretja can get to 1. He's about not far away from making it 9 to none. Here Hewitt then too good. It's exactly what he was. Had an early look at that. Really hit through it. Hit it clean. A rare winner. Crowd starting to find some voices. Corretja has a game point here at 40-30. Hewitt really is punishing him. Anything remotely short. In a zone here. The kid from Adelaide in South Australia. "15 winners to 4. Chasing his first ace, just missed. Oh, well done. Great shot. Too good again was the call from Hewitt. Have a look at this on replay. Oh, right across that. Western grip. Forehand. Point, we're back to Juice. It's out. And now it's advantage Hewitt. Alex Corretja has lost 21 points on service. Leighton Hewitt has lost 9. This for a lead of 6-love, 3-love. Yep, that's there. Leighton tries to charge himself a little bit. He doesn't have to, really. He's motoring along in the second round match against Alex Corretja. 6-love, 3-love.
You will be witness. You will hear the roar. You will smell the fear. You will feel the pain. You will savor the victory. You will believe. The all-new Six Nations Rugby, now introducing Italy. It makes sense to have 6. An extra-sensory experience, exclusive to Supersport on DSTV.
Good shot there. Biased as well. Can tell you that Alex Corretja reached his first Grand Slam singles final, defeating Ernan Gumi along the way. This is at the French Open in '98. And the longest recorded singles match in Grand Slam history, 5 hours and 31 minutes in the 3rd round, en route to the final of the French Open in '98. Well, this is shaping up as being one of his quicker ones. Forehand's a beauty. Corretja beat Cedric Piolín in the semis before falling to fellow Spaniard Carlos Moya in the final, his only Grand Slam final to date. Double, and Corretja on his toes. He's only down the 1 in the second. No, he's not. How did I say that? He's down the 2 breaks. Oh, chance to go love 40, at least get on the board and try and work his way back into the second set. Love 30 down. Now 40-30. And now 4-love in front in the second set. Goodness me. Rod Laver Arena at Melbourne Park. Full of Australians. And they're full of joy as they watch Alex Corretja slowly wiped off the court. Just keep waiting for it to turn and Spaniard get into the match. Long too. Goodness. In 5 games, Corretja made just 9 first serves. What's the percentage there? 28. Dare not look at his entire service profile. There's nothing, none of the percentages are greatly better. Darren Cahill, Leighton Hewitt's coach, reached number 22 in the world himself back in 1989, I think made the quarters or maybe even semis at Wimbledon. In 88. Yes. You didn't see that one coming. Double-handed backhand, just changing slightly in the setup. Execution perfect. And even that, have a look at that again. I'm not sure whether we will, but even when he's out of position, Well, can't do much more than present the volley. He still is just capable of just taking enough off it. So as it passed the net, it dipped. Corretja was right there, but had to hit up, not just over. Couldn't do it. Oh. Still he hasn't got an ace. Still he hasn't got a game. 15-40. Oh my goodness. And gee, what do you say? He's really losing it there. And losing it on the scoreboard. Leighton Hewitt sits down. 6-love, 5-love. As they come back on court, it's a very interesting scoreboard, isn't it? Against a man who last year here at the Australian Open was the top seed. With Pete Sampras out, he was seeded second. Marcelo Rios withdrew, as he's not here again this year, by the way, but withdrew before we began. So Corretja was the top seed. He was beaten in the second round, or in the second round again, and he's being whipped by Leighton Hewitt. Hewitt holds, he's hardly lost a point to date. If he holds, it's 6-love, 6-love.
Oh! 15-all.
Well, in searching for a reason why Corretja's playing so poorly or being beaten so badly, all I've managed to find is something in the record books here that says whitewash result in any final or any match. If Leighton Hewitt continues on his merry way, he's about to take the second set, 6-love. There it is. Game and second set, 6-love, 6-love. He'll join some of the great names of the game. Board in the first game of the third. The crowd now on Corretja's side. I think they want to see him get into this third set. It's out. They came to see Leighton Hewitt play, not Alex Corretja lose. very worried. Well, I don't know if he's worried or might be worried about where his next coaching job's going to come from. Corretja might want a new approach. Out. Saying before the break between sets, if Leighton can win the next 6 games before Corretja wins 1 at the Australian Open, he joins the names of the likes of Fred Perry, John Bromwich, Neil Fraser, Marty Mulligan, and some guy from Jamaica called R. Russell, did it in '66, and J.O. Anderson in 1925. So it has been done before, but only by quality performers. And I don't recognise the names of any of the players that were on the receiving end. But if it happens in years gone by, people will look at the result and say, how did that happen to Alex Corretja? There's still a way away yet. Although, we're looking at 1540 once again.
Hewitt.
Love 6, love 6, love 1. What's he looking at there? The ball boy wants the towel. He's lost his towel now. He's at a loss, that's for sure. Well, you do have to feel sorry for one of the nicest guys on the tour. If it was perhaps some of the other players that we won't name, there might be a few other players watching. He can still laugh. There might be a few other players watching from the locker room, willing it on, but I'm sure they're not enjoying this in the sense of the scoreline. There we go, trying to G up. He's laughing. We're all laughing, trying to G up his charge there. Let's just start swinging, Alex. Let's have a go. You rather make 4 winners or you hit 3 balls out and into the net? Yep, chip and charge, that'll do. And beautiful. Away we go. Is this the beginning? I love the smiles on the faces. Lovely tennis. There we go. On his toes. Come on, Alex. Oh. Previous ball looked long. Perhaps the linesmen are barracking for him as well. Well, match has been going for 1 hour and 6 minutes. Torture for some. He loves the lob. Yeah. Bit long. No, it wasn't. I lost the lines on the swap sides of the court. And it was. I'm getting lost myself. Crowd trying to do something to G up Corretja. Yep. Found the linesman there, and they both say that was good. And it's juice.
Juice.
Corretja right across the ball, and lovely. Thought I found a statistic that Alex Corretja was ahead in serve speed, but they're actually both 189 kilometres an hour their fastest serves, these two players. Hewitt starting to think of love, love and love and getting himself excited. He's got 14 games. He can get 4 more and let his opponent get no more. Well, none. He hasn't scored yet. He's got the whitewash. Finally, Leighton got something to cheer about or get excited about and to keep himself restrained early in the match. No need to get too pumped. But now he's chasing something pretty special in a Grand Slam. Just a quality opponent. That's a big ball and good catch in the crowd. About 25 rows up, the man in the yellow shirt. Keep that, sir. You wouldn't make it back with your arm anyway. That's way up in the stands. Yeah. 9 winners, 34 errors for Alex Corretja. Mum and Dad Hewitt. Found the line. $15.30. Wow. He's been broken 7 times. Miss hit. Back in the point. And wins it. Well, he's doing a lot, isn't he? Leighton Hewitt. 15.40. And would you believe 4 love in the third. 6 love, 6 love.
Today on Supersport.
England gets into limited overs action against Northwest. It's high-speed rally action under the scorching African sun.
Tonight, exclusive to your channel of champions, Supersport. Some average over 39 runs an innings. Others average a wicket every 23 runs. 7 of the 10 most talented batsmen, 5 of the most feared bowlers in the world will compete in this year's Carlton and United Series. India, Pakistan and Australia. It's more than average. Only on Supersport.
Round. It was his biggest win that time. It will remain that. It was a huge match for him. Sent him, he was well on his way, but just proved to him and to many others that he could match it with the elite company. Defeated Paul Goldstein in the first round on centre court under black skies. It was a night match. In fact, the roof was closed 2 nights ago. In fact, this is his first game on centre court in the daytime. Unforced errors, 6-3-0, 13, 14, 18. So looking for 4 love in this pursuit of 18 games to nil. Could actually start calling it that way. It's 15 love. Not points, but games. 15 love on serve as well. It's going Going nowhere. 15 love. He wants 18 love. Leighton Hewitt, the youngest player to finish in the top 25 since Andre Medvedev in 1992. And he finished last year ranked 22 in the world, aged 18 years and 10 months. Turns 19 in February, the 24th. So 3 game points for 16 love. Didn't like that? Come on, Leighton. Well, 16 love. Yes, that's right. Count that. Count that. 6 and 6 and 4. 16 love. And there only be 2 games left. Corretja has new balls, as he did at the start of the match, where he started with a double fault. It probably sent him on his way, didn't it? You thought at the time, gee, you don't see that very often. You don't. You don't see love, love and love very often in a Grand Slam. See if he can stop it. Likes to do things differently. Leighton Hewitt became the youngest qualifier in the history of the Australian Open in 1997 when aged 15 years and 11 months. That's the first ace from the racket of Alex Corretja. Yeah. Have a look at it again. Perhaps again and again. 15 all. On his way to a game, perhaps. 30-15 on serve. Look at the speed of Hewitt. Good pick-up. He's there. Just. It's probably on its way home, too.
For serve.
Here we go. Okay, Leighton, get pumped up for this. I think he'll be disappointed to walk off the court without the clean sheet. He's got work to do if that's going to be the case. 40-15. Used to saying it the other way. 40-15, 2 game points. Oh, went for the ace. The crowd were hoping. Second serve hasn't been strong. Yeah, he's done it! Alex Corretja gets on the board. Deep into the 3rd set. 6 love, 6 love, 4-1. Corretja's made it. Have a look at how he did it. He thought, oh, well, let's have a go. And lovely winner. Lovely backhand down the line. He's played a couple of very nice winners. If you put the highlights package together, of all 12 winners, You'd think, gee, he's played okay. He's hit the ball very clean. So they've been few and far between errors and balls he hasn't had a chance to get back. Totally out of sorts, Alex Corretja. Glenn and Sherilyn Hewitt. Glenn, a former Aussie rules footballer. Leighton Hewitt himself played Aussie rules football, Australian rules football to the age of 13 before deciding to concentrate on tennis. I've never seen Australian rules. It's a contact sport. An odd-shaped ball. You can't use your head, but you can use your hands and your feet. You can jump on players' backs. You can tackle them to the ground. You can do anything. Leighton loved that, and that's where he gets that aggressive streak from. That we see in closer matches than this one. So now, he's lost a game. Can he come back? Mentioning before, Hewitt likes to do things differently. The youngest qualifier in the history of the Open at 15 years, 11 months in 97. In 1998, became the youngest tour winner since Michael Chang in 1988, aged 16 years and 10 months, when he won in his hometown of Adelaide. He was the lowest ranked winner of a tour tournament in history, ranked 550. Keen golfer as well, Leighton Hewitt, along with Pat Rafter. They get out on the course as often as possible. Hits a mean ball. Beginning to hit a mean serve too. As his 18-year-old body develops, gets stronger and stronger in the upper body. It's one thing Darren Cahill and his coach in Adelaide, his home coach of Peter Smith, have worked long and hard on.
Hewitt.
As Hewitt shows no ill effects of dropping a game. Goes 5-1. Can break his Corretja serve for the 9th time in the match. Will finish it off. And Leighton to date, to this stage in his career, has taken months at a time off and just worked on the weights, predominantly when he's come home to Australia, sometimes coming home a bit earlier for the Christmas New Year break and getting into the weights room, working on upper body and leg speed. He chases everything down. A lot in the Michael Chang mode. Developing into a fine player. 2 points away perhaps now. Big serve, Corretja. I'm sure he's starting to tire of being out there. And at 30-40, he may not have to be out there all that much longer. Hewitt again. He's still pumped, he's stayed focused. And he's earned match point. 1 hour and 26 minutes in. Dropped just one game. Comes in and lets it go. And look at that. He's excited, but it's measured because he's got bigger fish to fry. Alex Corretja has been whitewashed in a sense, not totally, not clean sheeted. He won just one game. Leighton Hewitt 6-love, 6-love, 6-1. Totally dominating. No real rhyme or reason for it, other than this boy's hitting the ball very, very well. Gives his opponent nothing easy. And if he gets in a zone like that, he can go quite a way. So Hewitt safely through. Couldn't be any safer, in fact. 6-love, 6-love, 6-1. He'll sign a few autographs now. He might sign for an hour or so. He would have expected to be out on court for a bit longer than this. Not a bad result. Well, obviously not a bad result, but a good result in terms of looking long-term in this tournament, especially the way he plays. He chases a lot down, works very hard. Had not a hard time, but was out there for a long time against Paul Goldstein in the first round, and an easier second round like this. 6-love, 6-1 against Alex Corretja. Let's have a look. Match point. As he's done, good from the backs. Come in, put the pressure on. No need to play that. Out it goes. And Leighton's happy, and so happy he should be as he moves through. 6-love, 6-love, 6-1 against Alex Corretja.